Psalm number 2. The Lord's chosen king is the headline for this psalm. And I will read it from the Good News translation. Why do the nations plan rebellion? Why do people make their useless plots? Their kings revolt, their rulers plot together against the Lord and against the king he chose. Let us free ourselves from their rule, they say. Let us throw off their control. From his throne in heaven the Lord laughs and mocks their feeble plans. Then he warns them in anger and terrifies them with his fury. On Zion, my sacred hill, he says, I have installed my king. I will announce, says the king, what the Lord has declared. He said to me, you are my son. Today I have become your father. Ask and I will give you all the nations. The whole earth will be yours. You will break them with an iron rod. You will shatter them in pieces like a clay pot. Now listen to this warning, you kings. Learn this lesson, you rulers of the world. Serve the Lord with fear, tremble and bow down to him, or else his anger will be quickly aroused, and you will suddenly die. Happy are all who go to him for protection. The first two psalms belong together actually, spiritually and thematically. The first psalm described the happiness of the righteous and the fate of the wicked. And here the second psalm answers the classic question, why do the wicked prosper? The answer is simple. The joy of the wicked is short-lived. The psalm number 2 tells about events at the time of Jesus' second coming. The Messiah is portrayed as the Son of God who opens the way to blessings. For example, like it's written in Psalm 89. In the Gospels, at Jesus' baptism, a voice from heaven combined the words of this psalm, my beloved Son, with Isaiah's description, in whom I delight, in Isaiah 42. This shows that Jesus knew from the beginning of his ministry that in him, as the Son of God, messianic authority and suffering servanthood were uniquely and unexpectedly united. This combination was difficult for Jesus' contemporaries to grasp. Secondly, the psalm can also be seen as reflecting David's feelings at the beginning of his kingship. Like in 2 Samuel chapter 5, I will actually written the whole verse here. 2 Samuel chapter 5 and verse 17. Here the Philistines were told that David had been made king of Israel, so their army set out to capture him. When David heard of it, he went down to a fortified place. So here the second psalm actually has some kind of reflection of that what happened during the time of David. The psalm emphasizes God's greatness. Even the writers should rejoice with trembling, as it's said in Isaiah. Humility is an essential part of the life of satisfaction. At Jesus' second coming, God's enemies, Gog and Magog, will be destroyed, and God's supreme power will be demonstrated to the whole world. As David says in First Chronicles, yours, God, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the majesty and the splendor, for everything in heaven and earth is yours. Yours, God, is the kingdom. You are exalted as head of over all. We humans, we have a natural tendency to rebel against our Creator. The rebellion described in verse 3, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. This kind of rebellion is quite common in our world, and that reflects on unwillingness to submit to their life-protecting instructions of Scripture. When the kings of the earth have risen up in revolt, God simply sits calmly. Humanity's rebellion against the eternal King of Heaven is actually absurd. The wicked fail to understand that the commands of Scripture are not chains that restrict our life, but bonds of love within God's family, and they lead to fellowship with our Creator. So whenever God is portrayed as sitting, it emphasizes his eternally stable, unshakable rule. The only salvation for the nation, for all the nations, is in Jesus, the Messiah. He must be feared and served, trembled before and praised. So this is actually what we learn here from this second psalm. Serve the Lord with fear, tremble and bow down unto him. And happy or blessed are all they that put their trust in him. He will protect us, he will bless us, and we will follow our Messiah, Jesus Christ. Have a nice day.